Hello, everyone. I'm Carl Ellison. I'm the president and CEO of the Indiana Minority Health Coalition. We've been around for 30 years trying to eliminate health disparities, both in Indianapolis and really around the state. But we've always felt the needed partners. And so it's my great pleasure to introduce today James Webb, who is a focal point for Juneteenth activities in Indianapolis. Now, Juneteenth, as you may know, was finally recognized as a national holiday, kind of like a king holiday. Takes some time, it's just a minute or a while to recognize holidays that are important to the struggle that black folks have had in this nation over time. So Juneteenth is really a day that reflects the end of slavery, and more or less it's a celebration of our freedom. And so IMHC is delighted to be a partner with James Webb and local Juneteenth organization for upcoming Juneteenth events. So,
Awesome. Thank you for having me. Like you said, my name is James Webb. I am the executive director and co-founder of Indy Juneteenth Incorporated. I'm also the Indiana State Director of the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation. And kind of what we do is we provide platforms for the celebration of Juneteenth, while also uplifting arts programs, small businesses, black-owned businesses, and also partnering with other organizations throughout the city and throughout the entire state of Indiana. So I'm looking forward to this new partnership with IMHC, and I hope you all come out to all of our events. Again, on June 7th with the Miss Indy Juneteenth Scholarship Pageant, as well as June 21st with the 8th Annual Indy Juneteenth Celebration Festival taking place this year at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. We've got a host of events throughout the month of March. We hope you guys come out and celebrate with us.
yep, and we hope to see you on Juneteenth Day as well, because IMHC will be there. And we'll be there to provide a lot of health information. We'll be doing some screenings. And we'll be more or less trying to provide, we always say, provide information and really some degree of motivation with the hope that you'll do what you need to do to help improve your health. So we're delighted to have a platform. Juneteenth provides it, so we're looking forward to being there in force this year.
Awesome, man. If you ever came to any one of our festivals in the past, you know our health and wellness village that we named after Vivian Thomas, the African-American male who was unable to get his nursing degree, but he made many changes to the field of medicine. So we honor him by naming our health and wellness village after Vivian Thomas. And also, if you ever came out, our health and wellness village is a whole lot of fun. So Kelsey Taylor from Taylor Made Wellness will be there hosting again. They'll have all sorts of different exercises that you can participate in. Yoga exercises, sound bathing. They'll be doing sea moss introductions and all sorts of things. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun bringing IMHC on board as well. I know they have a lot of things planned and a lot of things that you all partake in. Also that day, I believe there's a sickle cell walk going on as well. We hope that crowd comes and joins us and continuing on the celebration. Also providing that platform for health and wellness, because in our community that's definitely needed.
Well, as a new remarks on the board, let me just say, yes, that same day, March of the Sickle Cell Initiative has its annual walk, which will take place in Riverside Park. People show up at 8 o'clock. Walk only goes from 9 to noon. So by the time the walk is over, it'll be good to then come right on over to the fairgrounds and join in that Juneteenth celebration that are going on that day.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Because our festival takes place from 12 to 7. So as soon as the walk is over, you come right on over to the fairgrounds, have a good time.
Yeah, and it's just coincidental with those happen to be on Juneteenth this year. But guys may be good. It may be coincidence, but they align. It was a very, very special day for African Americans in Central Indiana, and really, I know there'll be Juneteenth celebrations around the state.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we have Village and Shop and other places where cell events have been going on for years. So we look really forward to the day because it's kind of a special day for our community, and it's a special day of remembrance, a special day of thanks, and frankly, a special day to take pride in what we do and take pride in what you can do to help improve your health and otherwise help provide more positive vibes to our community.
And that's awesome. And so that was part of the reason we created Indy Juneteenth, because there are generations who don't get access to that information. And a lot of black men don't even go to the doctor, you know, so by using our platform to uplift that voice of health is definitely a goal for Indy Juneteenth. If Juneteenth is about freedom, then let's also talk about the freedom of our health, of our wellness, of getting in shape. You know, I could lose a couple pounds. That's all right.
Oh, there.
But it's all about, you know, bringing awareness to things that we need in our communities, and health awareness is one of those initiatives that Indy Juneteenth would love to always consistently be a part of. Part of my job as the Indiana State Director of the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation is to report things that are going on in the state of Indiana, Juneteenth related, and to be able to send to the National Juneteenth Foundation, the NJOF, to say, hey, we've also added a health and wellness initiative. We're part of an organization like IMHC. It's always good news, because throughout the country, they don't think a lot of black folks up here in Indiana. So it's good to let them know that we're all together, uniting and doing something positive.
Right, and this year, probably more than ever, it's really important to come out, because at the national level, and some cities at the state level, there's an effort to whitewash Black history. And I mean, I say that as somebody who graduates Notre Dame with a degree in Black studies. So I'm academically trained to know this stuff. It's just real disappointing that there are legislators and others who don't want our true history taught, or who think that somehow that is adverse to white people, which I don't really understand. It's just truth is truth. It is what it is. And so it's important that our community know our truth. I mean, I often say, Mr. Webb, you're kind of young, but I'm old enough that I had to actually live in legal segregation. Well, I remember what that was like. And so anything that impinges on our freedom, it's my spine up. You ever visit the arrowhead on the back of my neck? Because I lived through part of the struggle to just have recognition. And for a lot of young people, y'all come out because you don't understand how difficult it was to get Juneteenth to be a national holiday. Like how many years it took you to learn a King holiday to be a holiday. These were not easily given.
Not at all.
They were born to struggle.
Right. A lot of people think that Joe Biden just got in office and then he just passed, the holiday. But nope, since 1984, organizations like the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation never existed all throughout the country. And they've been trying to get this holiday passed. So for over almost 40 years, to the date when it was passed, people have been trying to create legislation to give to Washington, D.C. to get it passed. It wasn't just something that just, bam, came out of the blue. This has been a process for decades in the making.
Mm-hmm. So when you think about it, for a nation as prosperous and as freedom-loving as America is, it's only been in the last few years that we really had specific national holidays that focus on black folks. It is a relatively new phenomenon.
Definitely new. Definitely new. Because when we started Indy Juneteenth in 2016. It wasn't a national holiday yet. So we had to tell people how to pronounce the word. They thought we were making it all up. So, but it's not, it was a new idea as far as a holiday, but it wasn't a new practice.
Exactly.
We've always been coming together through time as a community, as a people, to celebrate our heritage, and that's something I always loved about us.
Oh, absolutely. And you remember, of course, students are not normally taught Black history in school. And so, Juneteenth is something that many folks hear about.
Right.
But I don't recall ever, when I was in school, being taught the history of slavery, the history of discrimination, the history of Jim Crow. Now, it's part of my Black studies at Notre Dame, where I learned all of that, but I wasn't really taught that at school. And so there's this element of knowledge that's just missing. And that we need particularly young people to come out and be educated, come out and learn. That's just it.
All right, speaking of education, Indy Juneteenth also offers a Juneteenth 101 education course. It's a one-day thing, and we provide the timeline from push-off day, actually, which is something I can educate the public about, to Juneteenth, all the way until the timeline going through the end of slavery, through Jim Crow, through the Civil Rights era, to current day, and we talk about the history of our culture and what makes Juneteenth so significant. So that's something we offer to corporations, to schools, to families, churches, anybody who would like to learn a little bit more about African American studies.
Yeah, and frankly, we help enrich America.
Both definitely.
So if this is like a good gospel, you might as well hear it, you might as well learn it.
Come on.
Because it is ever present in how we got to where we are today, and frankly, where we'll go to tomorrow. And but it's also important to know that the struggle remains. You know, we don't have a proportionate share of black folks in any of the positions. You know, you have doctors, lawyers, you name it, whatever. They may be 12, 40, 50% of the population, but still less than typically 5, 6, 7, 8% in those key professions. And so we still got a ways to go.
Definitely.
But compared to, say, 100 years ago, we made a lot of progress.
A lot of progress.
You know, so it ain't all bad, but you can't be better.
I totally understand. In fact, when we began to gain popularity, a lot of the radical brothers would come out and say, well, why celebrate Juneteenth? We're not free from this, we're not free of that, which is definitely true. So my purpose is to try to provide that platform to help us find that type of freedom from systemic racism and those other things, to help recreate the Black Wall Streets of the world, the Seneca villages and the things like that that happen in our culture. So that's definitely the point. I understand where those brothers are coming from, but it's also good to acknowledge the progress that's been made.
Absolutely. And it's just, it's good to gather together just to celebrate and just to learn and talk.
Come on, there it is. Behold, I do the quasi. You know what the words say? Yeah, that's cool. Here we go.
Finally, IMHC is very proud and very happy to join with the organization, Mr. Webb, and recognizing Juneteenth this year and helping to grow the movement both here and really statewide.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
As a membership organization, IMHC exists to eliminate health disparities, and we do that through partnership and through members. So anybody listening to this who want to help align themselves with IMHC's mission, but on health disparities, we'd love to have you as a member. We'd love to have you to volunteer time. We'd love you to reach out to us like Mr. Webb and suggest that we may partner with you and do something that you can do to help uplift our community. That's why we're here. We've been here for 30 years. We expect to be here 30 more. There were no much of the same work. But really, it's a joy to do work where nobody tells you to do it. You do it voluntarily. You do it for the better community.
Preach that.